This week we're highlighting silent killers, and this morning's focus is alcoholism. Nearly 18 million adults in the U.S. are either alcoholics or have alcohol problems, according to the National Institutes of Health. Now, roughly 1/3 of alcoholics are women, and many of them drink and use drugs while they're pregnant. Here in Hawaii, there's help, and one important agency is the Salvation Army Family Treatment Services. According to joining us this morning is the Executive Director, Ms. Linda Rich. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
It's a troubling statistic, and here in Hawaii, what are some of the statistics for binge drinkers in women?
Well, for women in the childbearing ages, in the younger segment, the 18 to 26, it's about 44% of our binge drinkers, and for women 26 and older, I believe it was 21%. So it's a lot of women who are drinking, and unfortunately, many of them don't realize they're pregnant in the early stages of pregnancy and may continue to binge drink.
One of the interesting things that I read is that these women are drinking, and many of them, while they're pregnant, they're higher income as well.
Yes, you know, that's one of the big mythologies about alcohol and drug abuse is people tend to think that really only happens in lower income families, but the truth of the matter is it happens to everyone, and actually higher income women have a higher incidence of alcohol use during pregnancy.
23%, one of the studies, 23% of women drank alcohol during pregnancy. And what about fetal alcohol syndrome? And you were dealing with these women and these children who have dealt with this problem. I mean, do these kids have any hope?
Well, you know, the greatest hope for these children is that their mothers don't drink during pregnancy, because sadly, while fetal alcohol syndrome is totally preventable, it really isn't curable. We really don't know how much alcohol it takes to affect a child, and there's a whole spectrum. Now we talk about fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, because you can have very mild effects or very serious effects, which is really severe mental retardation and defects of the heart and other organs. So there's just no safe amount of alcohol during pregnancy.
And I know there are resources for help for these people who are addicted to alcohol. What does the Salvation Army's Family Treatment Services do?
We run a program called Women's Way, which is a residential alcohol and drug treatment program for women who are pregnant or have a baby. And women can come into treatment during their pregnancy, be in treatment, deliver their child, stay in treatment with their baby. Many women have their children reunited with them from Child Protective Services. We also provide services for the children, because the children do need developmental support if they've been drug or alcohol exposed.
And what about for those moms out there? I mean, there's got to be a step program to help them get off these drugs and alcohol. And sometimes the drugs are as serious as methamphetamine, right?
Right. Well, you know, yes, methamphetamine is a huge epidemic in our community. But I'm really glad we're talking about alcohol, because ICE has gotten so much publicity because it's so scary. But alcohol is still the major drug of abuse in Hawaii. Yes, there are 12-step fellowship programs for alcohol. And there are women's meetings that are specifically AA or NNA meetings designed for women to deal with women's issues.
Well, Linda Rich from the Salvation Army Family Treatment Services, thank you so much for joining us and for highlighting this important issue.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. And don't forget, if you'd like to see this interview again, you can head over to the morning section of our website, kitv.com. This concludes our Silent Killers Week, and you can see all of the interviews from this week on our website. It is 6:17. We'll be right back.